If you've ever felt or feel delusional for dreaming big, then this video is for you. Let's talk about visualization and how we can use it to change our lives. Hi everyone, my name is Shayna and welcome to my podcast Inside Thoughts. This is my 7th episode, which is kind of crazy, but today I wanted to talk about visualization, and I'm going to be talking about a list of different things, so you're more than welcome to skip to anything you want. Everything is going to be timestamped below. This is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. First one is, what is visualization? Second is the neuroscience behind visualization. Then we're going to be talking about the reticular activating system, then self-concept theory, personal story of mine, and then 5 visualization practices that you can do to change your life. Okay, first up, we're talking about what is visualization. Visualization is the practice of mentally rehearsing a future experience in vivid detail, using your imagination in a structured, intentional way. It's not just going to be thinking of something, it's going to be feeling something and knowing that it's going to happen because you can see it happening already. So we can kind of play with our minds, and I wanted to talk about some science-backed things also about visualization, because I feel like sometimes we don't believe in this stuff, and that's okay. But I want to tell you, first up, you have to believe that it's gonna happen for it to happen in general. So if you're feeling stuck on manifestation or visualization and you feel like it's not working, what are the beliefs that you have to it? Have you feel like you failed and it hasn't worked in the past, or does it work for you? Finding out the first step to where you're at in the process of this is going to be crucial and play a big part into how visualization is going to work for you. And truly, it's just about seeing, feeling, and thinking about your future self, or about a goal or a dream you have, as if it already has happened. Like, it's a memory of the future, if that makes sense. Like, you know it's already happened, but you haven't experienced it yet. Okay, next up is the neuroscience behind visualization. Okay, so when you visualize vividly, the neural circuits in your brain activate. So when we rehearse these things on a daily basis of visualization, and I'm going to show you guys some different ways on how we can do this, but when we consistently implement it into our lives, our brains believe it to be true. So it will look for things and it will attract those things that needs to happen in order for you to get to that goal, dream, or lifestyle. Okay, next thing we're going to be talking about is the reticular activating system, and this is a system of nerves in your brain, and I'm going to break it down in a simple way to explain and prove that visualization does work. Okay, I'm going to read the definition from Google off my phone. The reticular activating system is a bundle of nerves located in the brainstem that acts as the brain's main filtering and arousal mechanism. It regulates wakefulness, sleep-wake transitions, and attention by filtering massive amounts of sensory input to determine what information reaches conscious awareness. This plays a crucial role in direction, attention, focus, and concentration. So this is how your brain is going to regulate all of the things that are happening in your life. Okay, behavioral impact. It is involved in habitation, emotional regulation, and can be influenced by focusing on specific goals or information. So when we have a goal, this is what's working in our brain to tell us to do these things. So this is something that where we need to work on it, where we need to train it, and where we need to train our brain, or our reticular activating system, such a sciencey word, to notice what we want to notice. Okay, so this is actually an exercise that I have done before, and if you want to do this, you can do it right now. Look in your room or wherever you are for 5 red things. Okay, I'm gonna give you a second. Find 5 red things. Okay, now tell me 5 green things you saw wherever you were looking. Probably can't guess, or you don't know what green things there were because you were only looking for the red things. That goes with everything else in our life. Our brain is paying attention to what we're believing. So if you're always going to believe that negative things happen to you or you have bad luck, that is all your brain is going to see. So what we need to do is we need to change that in order to help ourselves get on the process of visualization and creating our dream reality, our dream life, or our dream goal, whatever we want to accomplish. Next up is going to be the self-concept theory, and this is pretty much your self-image and who you believe you are. we all act in alignment with who we think we are. Our patterns, our behaviors, our habits. If we believe that we are not worthy, we will act that way. If we believe we are worthy, we'll act that way. So what you believe in your head is how you will act. So by working our brains to believe in who we want to be, that can be so crucial to developing and changing our life. You are going to be the one who gets you to the spot in life where you want to be, or the person that you want to be. That is going to be on you. Other people might help you along the way, but it is your choice to have that lifestyle or have that goal or whatever it may be. By believing in yourself and having this self-concept theory, it can help us manifest quicker, visualize better, and attract better things into our lives, because it all plays a part. I feel like manifestation is almost like, it's like this big word and it kind of feels confusing, but I feel like there's a bunch of different things that go into manifestation. There's visualization, self-concept, all of these things that we need to do, but the number one thing everyone should practice is how you see yourself. Because if you want that dream life, if you want that dream career, you have to act as though you already have those things. How would you act? What would you do? Okay, let's stop talking about all this sciencey stuff, and I want to tell you guys about my story and how visualization kind of happened for me. I think I would say I have two different stories. First one, this one was more like, I feel like the things we see online, like it happened very quick, and that's not always the case. But anyways, I was doing a meditation about 2 years ago, and I started visualizing myself driving on this highway with the ocean beside me in a blue convertible car in the summer. It was bright and I could just feel it. I felt as though how that memory would feel. I had never done that before, but I had just felt it, and I was kind of like, what the heck? And then, I kid you not, the next day my auntie asked me, should we go to LA for your birthday and graduation present? And I was like, no freaking way. And my mind was like, okay, maybe that was just a coincidence, right? Fast forward, we get to LA. The car that my aunt and uncle had rented was a surprise, but I already had a feeling on what it was because I saw it in my visualization, in my meditation, and it was a blue convertible. We're in LA, whatever, we're in Hollywood, West Hollywood, whatever. So for a day we drove to Malibu. Now, I have never been to LA. I didn't even know what the Pacific Coast Highway was. I've seen it in movies and I've seen the things, but I didn't know that was a name. Like, I didn't know that's where it was. Tell me why we're driving and it literally is the exact same thing. Literally the exact same thing. Yeah, that was crazy. When that happened, I was actually freaking gobsmacked. And the second thing was a longer process one. Ever since I was like in grade 2, I always wanted to go to New York. I always had a feeling. But the thing is I would tell myself that I was going to New York. I would tell everybody. I was like, I'm gonna go to New York. I'm gonna go to New York. 2 years ago, I went to New York. My best friend's uncle lives there. What are the chances of that? Okay, I did go to New York, and when we believe that will happen and we see it and we see ourselves in those positions, it will happen. And trust me, you have to believe that it will happen for it to happen. Okay, that's the bottom line. First step is you have to believe in order to achieve. Now we're on to the last part of the video, and that is how to practice visualization. So I have 5 different practices that you can do. Some of these practices will work for some and some not for others. So just try each one. There are probably way more that you can find too online, but these were the 5 that I gathered and have practiced actually before. First one is first person future self visualization. Now, what is that? That sounds like a lot of words. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna close your eyes and you're gonna see a small vision from your future, but it has to be specific. So finding out what your vision is first is gonna be something that's gonna help you with this, because if you don't know what you want, how are you gonna know what to think of? Finding out what you want, finding out your lifestyle you want, finding out what habits you wanna have, finding those things out, okay? Next thing you're gonna do, you're gonna close your eyes and you're gonna think in first person, as if you're just looking through your eyes, okay? And you're going to think of a scenario of something that you want to happen. So maybe that is you're getting ready to go out in New York in your new apartment, okay? Think about what it smells like. Think about what it feels like. What do the lights look like? What does the water feel like if you're having a shower? What are you using to wash your hair? What kind of makeup are you using? Doing these little tiny practices that are very vivid in detail. But my number one thing is you have to feel it. How would this feel if this was happening right now in your life? Okay. Second one is identity embodiment process. So this is something that you can do to start off small, and that is going to be adding to your everyday life. So say you have this future self version of you. How does she wake up in the morning? And practice that. How does she do her skincare routine? Practice that. How does she respond to stress? Practice that. Or I'm putting this as woman, but male too, if a man is watching this, but feel as though you are living the person you want to be. And the thing is your body will also teach your brain. Because at first your brain's going to be like, dude, what are you doing? This is not you. This is not whatever. This and that. This and that. But you need to practice and show your brain that you have control, that you're not listening to it because it's not always right, okay? Third thing is scripted visuals. And this might be a little uncomfortable for some people because some people, you know, it feels a little weird, and some of this might all be uncomfortable for some people, but sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone and try different things if you really want to manifest and change your life. Okay, so you can do this once a week, every day, do however much times you want, but you're gonna write in a journal entry as if it's present tense. So say you want to go to the Met Gala. What you're gonna do, if that is your situation or whatever situation it is, you're gonna write as though it just happened and what happened. You're gonna be like, okay, I went to the Met Gala today. I wore Christian Dior, fully custom design. Getting ready in my apartment felt so relaxing and calm, but I was still nervous. Being very specific and writing in the future as present tense. So not present, but writing in the future as it's present. If that makes sense. Number 4 is guided audio visualizations, and these are going to be things that you can search up on YouTube. So like if you just search up visualization meditation or visualization, this might be an easier one to start out with if you don't really fully know how to yet, because this can help a lot. So you can do these in the mornings. You can also do it right before you go to bed, because when you go to bed, your brain enters a different state of remembering things and it processes things more. So you could do this before bed. Instead of visualizing everything as a whole, again, pick one specific thing from your dream life as if it's a memory as you're viewing it, okay? And just do different scenarios of your dream life or vision or goal. This is the last one, and that is the micro alignment method. After visualizing, whether you do any of those other ones, once you're done visualizing, you're gonna ask yourself and just be quiet and listen to what yourself has to tell you, or your angels or your spirit guides or God or whatever, whoever you think is, whatever source energy you have, you can ask them to. Doesn't matter who you have, but ask them. You're gonna ask them, what would the future version of me do next? And then you're gonna act 5% aligned to that future version. Whether it's like, okay, so my future self works out 5 days a week. I'm gonna start going to the gym 3 days a week, right? Doing little things like that. My future self saves money. Okay, you're gonna start saving money, right? So you need to train your brain to become this version of yourself in order to achieve these goals and everything else. I know it can be a little confusing and all of these things, but trust me, once you get it, you will get it. And my number one thing, if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. Thank you so much if you made it this far. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all very soon. I'm posting a new podcast episode every Sunday. Please make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe. And I hope you have a great week or the rest of your day, and I will see you all very soon.